All right. Let's see if that's it. I don't know. Let me push a few more buttons. I can't tell if I'm doing it right. And I believe, I think it's live. I think I did it right. I'm not sure. Really can't tell right now. Uh-oh. Gotta shut this off. Let me see what's going on here. Did I make it go? Is it working? I feel stupid. I just went for it. Sorry, guys. If it is live, it's working, then I guess it's I guess I got it going. Yeah. All right. I got it going. Sorry. It's I just added some new stuff that's made it easier for me, but I haven't ever done it alone. So I got it going now. Little solo cast. I said might as well check out the new stuff, and with the it's been a long time since I did a podcast. Make sure all this shit works correctly before I get a bunch of people here, and then it doesn't work like it did last time. Last time I got it here, didn't work. So I think I got it going now. Let me just start the podcast off by saying I think a good way by breaking down life is instead of breaking it down in years, you should break it down in summers. I'm 34. Let's just say I make it to, another 50 years. I'd be 84. Instead of saying 50 years, I got 50 summers left. I think it kind of helps you get after it a little bit more, because if you really think about it, we don't have that much time. We don't last that long. Humans don't last that long. I can't tell. The problem with it is, usually, guys, I can tell on my Facebook comments and all that. This new way, I really can't tell who's on and who's saying things. So if you're posting comments and I'm not commenting back, it's because I can't see the screen. It doesn't show Facebook anymore. It shows something different. But I'm definitely getting back on the podcast. I'm going to do one probably tomorrow, too. I'm going to catch up on a few solo casts when I can. And podcast with somebody probably once a week. Got a few people already ready to do it, so I'm excited to be back. Let's go ahead and get the elephant out of the room and talk about this shirt and my fierce nipples. It's just a little tight. I was in Austin. I was walking around, seeing all the people in Austin that dressed with their extra tight shirts, and they look good, man. I tried it out, and I didn't realize my nipples were so strong. So, kind of a bad look. But it's a dope shirt. Animated a scary mushroom. I like it. It's a super soft shirt. It's like one of the old vintage feeling shirts. So I just hope I hope the sound is perfect, because I really can't tell. Usually somebody says, "Hey, it's too loud." But anyway, and okay, I think I got it going good. Yeah, there we go. I see something now popping up. Anyway, yeah, the shirt. Well, what I was going for is because I like when the sleeves fit snug around your arms, makes you feel good about yourself. But I always buy shirts that have those sleeves that are like little teepee tents. So unless you have like a 28-inch arm, it ain't gonna work. I keep seeing these guys around town. Got to Austin, looking around. I was like, everybody's shirt fits better than my shirts. So I just figured I was buying the wrong shit. So I gave it a shot. Totally burned that one. But since it's not in public, I don't have to poke nobody out in the eye with my nipples. It's not tight enough though where you can see the chest hair, so that's usually pushing it. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm still trying to figure everything out, getting everything back going. So I got something to say about people that jog in Midland versus people that jog everywhere else I've been. Like you go to Austin, there's sidewalks and there's parks, and people go out there and they jog around. It seems like in Midland, for some reason, people want you to see them jogging to verify they're jogging, because they will drive in the road. They will jog in the road. They don't give a shit how many cars are coming. I saw a guy on 349. It's right up over here. Packed traffic. It's a death road to even drive on. He's jogging down there, making sure everybody sees him. And there's a sidewalk next to him. I don't get it. What's the deal with jogging in the road versus 5 feet over? There's a sidewalk built for you to be safe and stay out of the road. It's kind of like cyclists. I got a problem with them too. I mean, I ride bikes, but if you can't keep up with the flow of traffic, you should probably be on the sidewalk. Just saying. Oh, I meant to do this. Check this out. Since I'm getting the podcast going again. And I don't drink very often. When I do, it's usually here. So I decided to go ahead and crack a few out. And I even got a shot glass I bought a long time ago that I've been wanting to use. And I got some Patron in there. Take one of these. And I found out that Patron, years ago, I thought Patron was like high dollar tequila. No, not even close. Patron is like cheap shit. I remember when we were in San Antonio, I was like, hey, let me get a shot of tequila. What do you want? I said, something expensive, something good. Patron Green Label. And he was like, that's pretty gross. And then we had this Don Julio. And then, Jesus, that was so amazing. But this is all I had was Patron. But the Don Julio also, when I went to the Bahamas, the drinks, we went to Nassau. And by the way, man, the devastation there makes me so sad to see that place because that's the best place I've ever been in the world. The people there were like the coolest people I've ever met. But getting back to the drinks, they had these drinks and they were layered like Rasta-colored drinks. It's called the Bob Marley. And every drink at this, we were at, I forgot what resort we were at, but anyway. And the drinks were great. It tasted good. They looked good. They were fun to have. They're all colorful. But, dude, I drank like 1,300 of those Bob Marleys and didn't get drunk. But I found out there's shots of that Don Julio hammered. I was within a matter of hours hammered. So let me get this out of the way real quick. And just in case if I can't take it, I got some ginger ale right over there. Just a little something for a little tiny shot. That's it's game day tomorrow. I'm coaching Pee Wee football for my son. It's here in Midland, which is pretty serious shit. So just getting loosened up for tomorrow, game day, you know what I'm saying? By the way, I mean no disrespect to anybody, but some of these guys that do the Pee Wee football that I've bumped into are fucking psychopaths. Like, this shit's serious around here, man. I have a bunch of Austin followers. Shout out to the ones that are listening. Sorry, guys, I've been dicking around. I'm surprised because I jumped from subject to subject so bad, but Austin people hit me up and DM me and like ask me about this more than most people. I was expecting like more million. I do actually have a lot of million people that watch this too that I'm pretty surprised about too. Seriously, I'm surprised anybody fucking listens to this. It's just some kooky dude in a tight muscle shirt with his fierce nipples showing, rambling about bullshit, especially when I'm by myself. And the sad thing is I can talk by myself for like an hour, 2-3 hours. Doesn't matter. But getting back to the crazy football guys, some of these guys, man, this football stuff is pretty serious. Like right now, these kids go, it's with the games, it's 5 days a week. Fridays is just helmets and like shirts. It's usually pretty chill. But man, those other 3 days, they're banging and clanging. They're getting after it, running the shit out of them. Jason Decrepit, if you're listening to this, you got to relax. Or me and you are going to have to start jogging after practice. Just me and you. We'll get a couple in. Now, I love Jason, but he's a little bit extreme with these sprints. And my boy Jason, over the years, you know what I'm saying, he might have had a lapse in activities, and he played some football. But other than that, it was like, I think he was just chomping down some corn dogs. I wish, Jason, if you're listening, bro, you should come by real quick. Doors open. Just walk in. I'd love to get you in here today, burn your ear up before the game. But there's some serious, it's pretty serious, man. They got I'm on a team that's like as first class as it gets. They got the nicest stuff ever. It'd blow your mind, the things these kids get and how serious some of these people take it. But I guess, to each his own, It's good for them. But I guess I'm getting softer in my old age on the whole, you getting your kids banged up. My son's super smart. He wants to play. I didn't even want him to play. What sucks, what's so funny, is I didn't even want to play tackle until like 7th grade when the school gives you pads. So that was my plan. And then my wife's talking me into it. Chad, my buddy Chad, his son's on the team. He's talking me into it. My buddy Sean Parker, his son was on the team. I thought was going to be on the team. He's like, yeah, man, come on. We're all coaches. It's fun. It'll be a good time. Blah, blah, blah. I show up. He's not even there. He took his son out because he didn't want his son to get hurt. I got you, Sean. That's cool, man. No, but it is good for him, and it's definitely helping my son, like in the confidence factor. You can tell as a young man, it helps you kind of like know you can, be physical and not get pushed around. But man, it freaks me out because the ACLs will pop just like ours. And at this age, they're so young, you can like destroy the game for them. You can push them too hard or be too mean. And I'm kind of probably too soft in some areas, but I have this ability to still remember what it's like to be a kid. And Oh, my whoop went off. I got this little thing that tells me what's going on in my body. It's pretty dope. But I have this ability to remember what it was like to be a kid and how scared and nervous you could get. And when I was in flag, I don't even know why, because like my parents didn't have football where they're from in Illinois. My dad never played football, knew nothing about it, could care less about it. The only time he watched it was when me and my brother played. So when I got to flag, I know nothing about football. I want to be a running back like everybody else at fullback or whatever. I want the ball or something. I want to play defense, something fun. No, I'm the short, chubby kid with a bowl cut. Yeah, you play center. I played center for like 6 seasons. Came back every season and would play my ass off, and I hated it. I don't know why I would keep going back, but I do know why. I enjoyed the boys and hanging out with other kids. But other than that, being a center sucked, man. I was like, this is bullshit. Like, I just sit here with this little kid's hands on my nuts and hike the ball and do this. And you can't even be physical. This is why I'm CA. So you do they learn, I mean, flag football, when you can't even get physical with your hands, it's only going to be a skill set that you develop like as a receiver, more of a skill position. Like linemen and defensive linemen guys, maybe even linebackers don't get. I guess footwork still works. It's still getting some footwork in, but man, you're not really getting much work in. My idea of doing this is like I'm going into it to teach these kids how to play basic football and learn the fundamentals the best they can, have a good time. And then win football games, lose football games, but for the most part, learn effort, teamwork, things like that. The things I learned when I was a kid playing football in high school and junior high, I didn't learn that shit in flag. I was just like, fuck, this sucks. This big deaf kid keeps like running into the back of me, and I would turn and be like, dude, stop doing that. And he was deaf, so he would just look at me like, no, I don't know what you're saying, bro. He was huge. Flag was terrible for me. But other than that, like tackle made me, school-wise, it was real nice teamwork. But the game's changing a lot too. And they tackle different. These kids are going to be having dislocated collarbones. And I guarantee in like 10 years, every kid that you can tell who's played football because their shoulders are going to be sloped down. They literally teach them how to arm tackle now, which I don't know if it's any better than taking them on like the way we have been for the past however long football's been around. But at least we know what happens to you. And at least helmet technology is better, pads get better, but we don't know what's going to happen with these shoulder tackles they're wanting to do with these kids. I mean, with the first few practices maybe 3 practices we were hitting, we'd have kids getting stingers and shoulders whacked out. I'm thinking, man, I don't know about all this because this collarbone and shoulder, they're not really built to take impact like that. And I couldn't imagine being like a smaller guy, especially like high school level, college level, having to tackle somebody with just your arm and shoulder. Me personally, my shit's wasted. That would pop completely out. If I'm not using my face, I can't take you down. It's just not going to happen. But so I get what they're saying about doing that. I get why they're doing that. They're trying to make it safer, but it's like thinking, well, now we stepped off into a whole new thing. Like we're not really going to know what's going to be like in 20 years with these shoulder tackles that we're teaching now. I mean, because in 20 years, it's not here yet. But in 20 years, I'm like, oh, that was a bad idea too. Pretty much football's violent. And if you sign up for it, they give you pads because it's going to be a lot of hitting. It's going to be violent. And you're probably going to be jacked up if you play it for a long time. I mean, big reason why I was nervous about my son playing. He's smart. I was an idiot. I'm half retarded. So this is what I'm built for, like getting beat up and towing shit and picking shit up. That's what I was built for. I'm intelligent in different ways, but my son's like really smart in school. He's the kind of kid that can go to college, get a degree, maybe be something that's like not so physical. I didn't have that capability. Or maybe I did, I just didn't give a shit. That's what it was. My son loves math. Who the fuck, what kind of psychopath loves math other than my wife? He said it's fun. He thinks it's fun. Which is good, which is why I didn't want him to play football, because his brain works really well. But then I also know that if you don't let him get out there and be physical with a bunch of other men around testosterone, see, my son was raised he's the only boy in the family. I mean, well, I guess up to like a few years ago, but he's raised, majority of his time is around females, 100% females. So I make sure to smack him around, boom, give him elbows in the head for no apparent reason every chance I get. Because without that, I mean, for all I know, he might start wearing dresses, which is cool. If he wants to do that too, that's fine. But football has helped him, like I guess confidence wise. I think talking to other kids. I don't know. He's pretty good at talking though, but he just has more confidence in himself. And he kind of got a little bit of a toot. Like his mom's always like, I'm so sad because he's not my baby now. He's like, I walk in and he goes, I'm like, hey baby. He's like, sup? Wait till the dude hits 13. I can't wait till the day he's like old enough. He starts wanting to challenge me. Like, what's up, old man? Like, you want something? I'm gonna smack the shit. I think, being a boy over the age of 15, we should, as dads, we should be allowed to open hand smack the shit out of our sons in front of anybody and not have to go to jail. I know we can't, and probably won't be able to. Not in front of anybody, but when he's checking you acting all bad, like one across the head, he'll change his mind. Violence changes people's tunes. That's all I'm saying. Uh-oh, I got a message. All right. Yeah, I'm doing right then. Thank you, Reed. I appreciate it. I wish I could see the Facebook messages still. I know some people might be on there. I don't know if it's... I don't know what's going on. But anyway, let's get back to what I was doing here. Sorry. Man, the buttons and shit, they get me all excited. I start pushing them. But yeah, so football has done well for that. I just worry about them getting hit and hurt, and then I worry about crazy ass people coaching them. And I got lucky, man. He did get a good group of guys. I mean, me and one of the coaches, but we played football together. We bump heads all the time, but in the end, we worked it out pretty good. But it's just it's a very serious thing that I don't know if I'm wrong for not taking it as serious, but I kind of feel like sometimes some guys maybe take it more serious than I do. And I'm like, man, should we relax a little bit? It gets to the point where I'm trying to get at is maybe we get so serious that we pressure these kids and it's not so much fun for them. First sip, I like to let it, marinate for about 15 minutes. Well, because in the end of it, I mean, the reason the kids are playing is because it's supposed to be fun, and then they can learn football. I think it should get more serious and I can understand screaming, hollering, and being more forceful in 7th, 8th, high school when there's also no one's paid for them to be there because this is a paid league, so everybody should play. Then sometimes that's an issue. It's like, hey, man, these kids, we're going to start line up, and if we're in a dog fight, we're not going to let these kids play. I'm like, we got to let them play. Everybody's got to play. It's kind of like, it's paid. So if you went to Chick-fil-A and you're like, let me get the number 2 and give me an extra order of fries, and you pull up the window and you're like, all right, here's my money. And they throw you your things and you open the bag. You're like, yeah, well, ain't no fries in there. And they're like, well, we know you wanted the fries, but we saw you in here last Thursday and we didn't really like the way you ate our fries. So we just didn't give you any more fries. You can have the sandwiches, you can have nuggets, you can drink the sodas, but we just don't want you to have any more fries. You know what I'm saying? You paid for it. I understand that. I understand. But you just don't eat the fries the way we like you to eat the fries. That's kind of how I feel about it. When you pay for it, you gotta give them the service. There should be, breakdowns of everybody getting a certain amount of time. So it's pretty much equal. And that way no one can say anything. And then per kid, per parent, if they're like, hey, man, he's playing a lot, or, he really isn't liking it, can you play him less? And then I understand something like that. But for the most part, I think they should just be playing. They should be all playing as equal as anybody because we got a team full of studs, which is crazy studs. These kids are so fun to watch fly around because it's like a little team of grown men. But the ones that aren't on that level sometimes might get overlooked. And they all need to play. Now, when they get to 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade high school, it's no longer paid. If you can't hack it, you don't play. I've been there, and that's the reason I made sure I worked my ass off so I played because I didn't want to sit in no benches. I'm all about that because then there's more to work for. They got education they could maybe get out of it. If they're good enough, they could maybe get a D1, D2, D3 scholarship, anything. Then there's something to strive for, and they're closer to adulthood. Their brain's working a little bit better. They're not kids. They're a little more molded in their confidence and who they are. Not that much, but way more than an 8-year-old or 9-year-old. So I just think it's a dangerous time to be like not letting kids get it in to see if they like it. Because half these kids are probably gonna be like, dude, coach needs to like not play me so much. Once some of these kids start getting time, they're gonna go, man, I don't know about all this. You know, let them make the decision if they want to play football or not. Because after they get some of it, there's gonna be a lot of them going, hey, next year you want to play? Little Billy's gonna be like, nah, man, just check out soccer or anything but football because that shit's serious. Because man, these kids work their ass off. I'm telling you, these kids, it ain't like some bullshit practice. These kids run sprints. These kids do up downs. These kids, I mean, this is legit. It's pretty serious. And I mean, it's fun to watch. I've had a blast watching these kids develop from like day one to now. It's insanity what they look like. It's insanity to watch these little kids. But sometimes I'm just like, maybe we should be eased up. And I'm sure a few of my coaches are watching, so they know how I feel, though. I'm sure they get tired of my ass. They'll be running a plan like, well, let's stop. Let's break this down. I got to show this guy something. They look at me like, dude, shut the fuck up. Jesus. That's really good. That one's a crown apple and some Canada Dry ginger ales. Very good. Yeah, man, I'm so excited to be doing this again. So excited to be back on the podcast. I can't wait. I don't know, I got a few people that want to come in. Trent Golden wants to come in. He's a power lifter that's blowing records out. He's played for the Drillers, buddy of mine. He's going to come in soon. I think, now that I think about it, I think I kind of screwed him off on Wednesday because he needed to, no, on Thursday, but then I forgot I had practice. Anyway, we'll get everybody in here. Now that I know everything's working, Reed confirmed over here on the phone that I am doing everything correctly. I think my sound's good, so everything's good to go. Ooh, I see a comment now. We'll get everybody in here. Now that I know everything's working. Sorry, I'm ruining it now. I don't know how I can't. I wish I could see the comments. I see Bradley Barnes next week. Brad, yeah, I'd love, dude. If you want to come in here, we can make that happen. I want to see if I can't figure out how to make these comments come up because that'd be a good one. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. So, I don't know. So anyway, back to the podcast, back to the chat. This computer stuff, I'm trying to like zoom around like I know what I'm doing. I have no clue. I'm half a caveman. I shouldn't even be on here. Anyway, I just wanted to hop on here and do a little short podcast before I get too crazy. I think we might have the first guest next Wednesday. I'll probably get a better idea who's it's going to be by whoever's free next Wednesday. The reason it's Wednesday is because practices are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Told you, these boys ain't messing around. They're not messing around. So, but I am glad to be back. Everything's working. I'm going to go after this. Sorry about this random weird podcast. It's all working now. I'm going to get it to where I can see everybody's comments next week. And actually, I'm going to try one in the morning. I'll do a little early morning coffee session if you want to get up with me. Pre-game podcast, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I get somebody to come in with me. I'm sure someone would be more than willing. But I appreciate you guys. I will see y'all tomorrow, and then the podcast is back. So it's game on. Next week, we'll have a guest and probably a solo cast. I'm going to get these comments fixed so I can chat back with you guys and get y'all more involved. So see you on the next one.